Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle by Panthera. And this puzzle has a little bit of a history to it. So, Panthera sent me a puzzle, and it used this rule set, which I had not seen before. And I because I had time, I made a thumbnail for it and I thought it looked really cool. And I sent it to Panthera and she was really excited about the thumbnail. And then I completely failed the puzzle. I just could not solve it. And I just, yeah, it was just beyond me. I couldn't figure out the trick to the puzzle. And what ended up happening was Panthera ended up making a new puzzle using the same rule set, which was a little bit more in line for what she thought I would be able to solve, and probably a little bit gentler. So, and this is that puzzle. And because of the thumbnail that I'd already generated for the other puzzle, which she'd seen, she ended up naming this puzzle based on the thumbnail that I'd created. So this puzzle has been created specifically for my channel and named for a thumbnail that I've created. So this puzzle is called Urban Beautification by Panthera. And it's a little bit of a weird one. I've never seen this before, but apparently it's an idea that she's been playing with. It is not the first puzzle using this rule set. As I said, the other one I completely failed to solve. Yeah, so this looks really interesting. The only real thing for me to announce apart from the puzzle is the for the last couple of days and for the next few, there'll be an announcement at the end of my video. So if you haven't seen the announcement that I've already done at the end of this video, the same announcement will be there again. So have a look when you get to the end of the video. But apart from that, yeah, this puzzle. So there are a few rules in play for this one. This is a Japanese Sum Sudoku, and yeah, with a twist. So normally with Japanese Sum Sudoku, there are clues on the outside of the grid which indicate what you are going to shade in the entire grid. With this one, the Japanese sum clues are these blue shaded cells, and the canvas that we're going to be drawing on isn't the whole grid, but it is this caged area in the grid here. So these blue cells will end up being the clues for the Japanese Sum Sudoku, which I will explain in a moment, and these four boxes, so this cage, will be the canvas we draw in. Freaky. So I will explain Japanese sum last, even though it is the first thing listed in the rules. The other thing I will explain is there are Kropki dots in the puzzle. So the way the Kropki dots, well, normal Sudoku rules, in every box we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. Box, column, and row will contain 1 to 9 without repetition. Kropki pairs means that we have, where the cells are separated by a black dot, they must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. Not all dots are given. White dots mean that the cells will be consecutive. Not all white dots are given. XV means that where there is an X, the cells must sum to 10. Where there is a V, the cells must sum to 5. Not all X's and V's are given. And then there's Japanese Sum Sudoku. We must shade some cells in this on this canvas area. The sum of the shells that the sum of the cells that we need to shade. She sells seashells by the seashore. The sum of the cells that we need to shade is indicated in these cells that are shaded in blue. So the cells that we need to shade over here in this row will sum to the value that is in this cell here. The sum of the cells that we need to shade in this row will be these, will be given, the total that is indicated in these cells read left to right. The sum of these cells that we need to shade in this row will be what is in these two cells left to right, And similarly, the sum of the cells that we need to shade in this column will be what is in these two red top down. So we will immediately be able to, or not immediately, eventually be able to figure out what the totals are by figuring all of these out. And with that, this puzzle is solvable. Let's give it a shot. Links to the puzzle and everything below, all of the normal stuff. Let's give it a shot. So I'm going to do my normal trick. These are V clues. So we know these are all 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't want to do high-low coloring because the shading, I think, is going to be important for the Japanese sum part of it. And yeah, I'm going to avoid that if I can. So what do I do next? So one thing I learnt from failing the other attempt was any any Japanese sum that is a single cell must have at least a 2-cell sum to it. So for example, if this is a 5, then I must have 2 cells summing to 5 down here because I can't have 5 here and 5 here. Now, normally in a normal Japanese sum puzzle, you could have a 5 outside the grid and then a single cell summing to it down here. So wherever you've got a single clue, it means that you can never have a single... Everything down here must be pairs. You can never have a single cell shaded on its own in this pattern. So, wow, that's weird. I mean, if you think about it, in a normal Japanese sum, you're having to draw a picture on a 9x9 grid, which is hard enough. I've tried to draw patterns in a 9x9 grid and send them to Panthera to do a normal Japanese Sum Sudoku. In this one, you're having to draw in a 6x6 grid. But on top of that, you can never use a single line. Everything must be at least 2, because to do a single line, you have to use a single number. And to use a single number, you need to use a single number clue, and you would double up in the clue. Wow, that's crazy. So you can never have a single clue in this. Everything must be at least double. That's really got a limit. Okay, we'll get there. Actually, these clues are going to be limited for what they can be. So let's look at these 2-value clues. So here, 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 and here. These can never be higher than 4 because you can never have a clue higher than 40. 45 is the most you can put in. But that's in a normal Japanese sum. The highest you could have is 39. Because... yeah, the most you can have in a row is 45. All of the digits from 1 to 9 is 45. And you have to have 3 digits outside. If you use the smallest possible digits, that's 1, 2, and 3, which is 6. 45 minus 6 is 39. You can never have a 4 in any of these cells. So they can't be 4. So you've got all of these 1, 2s, and 3s. Which has given us a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4... quadruples. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple here and here, which we got from the V clues. But now there's one in this column as well. There's a 1, 2, 3 triple here. That's going to play with this. Because these are all Kropki relationships. So normally on a Kropki dot, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. They're the only options because you can't use 5, 7, 9 because you can't make a 1 to 2 relationship with 5, 7, and 9. But I can take 1, 2, and 3 out of there. So 4 can be in a Kropki relationship with 2 or 8, 6 with 3, and 8 with 4. They're the only possibilities. But these need to be consecutive, so I can take 8 out of there. So this is 2, 3, 4, this is 4, 6, 8. Now taking 8 out of there doesn't eliminate 4 because 4 can still go with 2. That has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's another low digit because it has to be consecutive with 1, 2, or 3. So that is a low digit as well. Are there any other low digits that are consecutive like that? No. But now I've got 3 low digits here. Hang on, they are 3 low digits in the box. So these can't be 2 low digits. So that has to be 3, 6, or 4, 8. I can't use 1, 2, and 2, or 2, 4. If I use 1, 2, they're both 3s. If I use 2, 4, then this is a 1, 3. And I've used 1, 3, 2, and 4, and that would have no value. So this is 3, 4, or 6, 8. These can't be 2 lows because then this would be a problem. So this is also 3, 6, or 4, 8 because I can't do too high on this relationship. You cannot put 2 high digits on a Kropki relationship. So now I have all of the low digits placed here. There's definitely 3 low digits here. Do I want to do high-low coloring? It is very tempting to do high-low coloring. I'm going to highlight all of those purple. Purple is one of Panthera's favorite colors, so I'm going to highlight all of those purple. Then I'm going to do blue for digits that need to be low because blue is what I normally use for low. So those are low. And then I'm going to do some high coloring because there's 4 low in that column. I've got 3 low and a low that must be up there. So they must all be high. That must be high. I've got 4 low in that box. They must be high. I've got 4 low in that column. These must be high. Keeping the purple coloring is kind of breaking my brain. This box seems to be, pardon me for knocking the microphone, this box seems to be under a lot of pressure. Three and 6. Maybe this colouring was pointless, but I need to put 3 and 6 somewhere in here because I can't put a 1 on any of these. How did I prove? I can't put a 1 on any of these because I couldn't put a 2 here. And I couldn't put a 2 here because I must use 1, 2, 3 on these totals because otherwise the sums here are broken. So I can't put a 1 on any of this. If I don't use 3, 6 in here, then I'm using 2, 4 and 4, 8. I can't put 2 4s in the box. So I can't use 2, 4 and 4, 8. So one of these is 3 and 6. So one of those is 6 and one of those is 3. So once I've done that, then I've got a 3, 6 and the other one is either 2, 4 or 4, 8. So one of those must be 4. So I've got 3, 6 and 4 in those 4 squares. That doesn't force that. But 3 is in one of those. There is no 3 there. I've got a virtual 1, 2 pair in row 5. So what? These cells now must be... Oh no, the 4 could still go there. So that's not as limited as I thought. This is from... I can't use 3, so this is from 5, 7 or 9. Because it must be odd, because these are all even. Don't tell me I've got to use odd or even. No, that can't be right. It could be. Hang on, I've got 3 lows in this row. Where does... I can't put 1 in here. That is nice. I can't put 1 in here because if I put 1 on a consecutive dot, it has to go 1, 2, and both of those would be 3. As weird as this puzzle is, I can't put 2 3s in row 1. I can't put 1 here because I'd have to put a 2 there, and I can't put 2 there because of... if I put a 2 there, this would have to be a 1 or a 4, and that would make 2 of these low, and I can't make 2 of them low because of the V's down here. So that can't be a 2. That can't be a 1 because I can't put 2s there because I've got a 1, 2, 3 triple down there because of the nature of these cages. Wow, these are all interacting really oddly. So I can't put 1 here, can't put 1 here, can't put 1 here, can't put 1 on any of those. That's the 1. So what can go on this? Can't be 1, 2. Can't be 2, 3 because 3 is in here. Can't be 3, 4 because 3 is in here. Can't be 4, 5 because 4 is in here. Can't be 5, 6 because 6 is in here. Can't be 6, 7 because 7 is in here. So it must be 7, 8 or 8, 9. Either of those requires an 8. So there's no 8 in here. That's a 4, 6. So there's no 4 in here. That's a 2, 3. That's a 1. This is a 2, 3. If this is a 2, this must be a 1 or a 3, and it can't be either a 1 or a 3 because the 1 is here and the 3 is up here. This must be the 3. Sorry, that's not. This is the 2. 3 now must have, that's a 4. 3 goes with 6, 2 goes with 4. I'm actually going to get rid of all the colouring now because I don't think I need it. 4 is only consecutive with 5. This is a 7 or a 9. 7 or 9 is not consecutive with 3 or 4. 6 or 8 means this is not 6 or 8. This is 3, 4. And I've got all the low digits in the column now. So these are all high. this 3 is taking 3, 6 out of there. This is the 4, 8. There is no 4 in there. This 2 is actually taking 2 out of both of those. This is a 1, 3 pair. That's a 2. These are not 2. This is a 1, 3 pair, which means that's the 4 and that's the 8. There's a 4 up there. There's no 4 down here. If there's no 4 on the V, that's a 2, 3. That's a 1, that's a 4, which means that's not a 1, 4. That's a 2, 3, which means that's not a 2, 3. That's a 1, 4, which means that's the 3 and that's the 1. What's going on? There must be a 1 in one of those two. And everything gets blown open. Hang on, where does 6 go in here? 6 has to go on one of those, and it can't go next to 5. So this is a 6, 7, and I take 7 out of there. That's an 8, 9, so this becomes the 7. This is a known triple now. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I can't put a 9 in there because it's not consecutive with anything. So this becomes the 9. This becomes the 8. This becomes the 4. This is a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 8 is not consecutive with 2. 2 is not consecutive with either 5 or 6. So that's the 2. 9 is not consecutive with either 5 or 6. That's the 7, that's the 6, that's the 5. That only leaves the 9 for the box. This is a naked 5. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's probably about time one of these is going to have to be 34 or 35. 34 or 35. 35. 35 would work. Actually, 35 would work perfectly because that would be 8. This would be 35, and that would mean 8 plus 35 would mean I'd have to leave 2 outside. 34 would be 7. This would be... I'd have to put 34 in here somewhere. If I put 34 in here, and this was 7, then what I'd have to leave left out is 34 plus 7 is... 34 plus 7 is 40 math. 41. That doesn't work. I can't make this 34 because 34 plus 4 is 48 plus 3 is 41. This would have to be 4 or less, and I can't do that. This has to be the 1. This has to be the 3. So this does have to be 35, and therefore 35... Everything in this column has to be shaded because 35... Everything in this column has to be shaded because what I need is I need these cells to sum to 35, and I've already got 10 outside of that. So they all must be shaded. This is a 35, and I've already got 10 there. All of those must be shaded. One of these must be a 30 as well. Wow. Oh, there's no 2, 3 here because there's a 2, 3 up here. This is a 1, 4, which means this is a 1, 4. Does that put... Well, there's no 2, 3 here, so there's no 2, 3. So that's a 1, 4, that's a 1, 4. There's no 1 here because of that one. Do basic Sudoku, Bremster. That's a 1. So there's a teen value across here. Pay more attention to the Sudoku that you are here to do. So these are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So do I need to figure out? So this is a triple. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 8, and 9, and I need to get 16 in here somewhere. Eight and 9 together is already 17, so that doesn't work. So if I put 8, 9 together, I can't use them. So if this is 5, if I used these, I would need to get another 11. Eight and 4 is 12. 5. Could I get another 11? 9 would need a 2, no. 8 would need a 3, no. 5 and 4, no. So I can't, this is unshaded. That is not a shaded cell. If I use a 3, I need 13. 9 and 4 would do it. 8 would need... I'm bad at this stuff. Actually, this is a triple. Maybe this triple will be more productive for finding the 8. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 5, well, that's not a 5 then. This is also an 8 or a 9. Actually, does that put more pressure on this 16? Because I can't... One of these is a 5. Okay. How do I get 16? If I put a 5 here, then I need 11. 8, 4 does not get me 11. 9, 4 does got me 11. If I put an 8 or a 9 here, 8 with 5 gets me to 13, and then when I add the 4, I blow the total. 9 with 5 as well. This can't be shaded. If this is shaded, I can't hit the total in 2, and I blow the total in 4. This is not shaded. If I start here, 5 and 4, this is just as bad. 5 and 4 is 9, and then I blow the total. 9, 4 doesn't get me there. 8, 4 doesn't get me there. This is not shaded. And I can't do it in any 2 cells, so I have to do it in those 3. So I need 12 out of those. 8 would need 4, and I can't do it. This has to be 9 and 3. Which takes 9 out of those, and that's a 5, 8 pair. That's a 2. That is a little bit nuts. This is now a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. How do I get 8 along here? 1, 2, 5 would get me 8. 1, 7 would get me 8. If I start here, no, that'll blow the total whatever I do. That's unshaded. If I start here, that will blow the total no matter what I do. That is unshaded. I can do 7, 1. I can do 5, 1, 2. Okay, if I start here, I get 5. That takes me to 6. So I can't do it if I start here, but I can do it if I start here. Either way, this is shaded. because I need to either use those two or those three. I must use that one as well, but I do not know if this is shaded or not. This is not shaded. This is not shaded. And the reason this is not shaded is I do not have two clues along here. This is a single clue. So I've only got one shaded region horizontally. So this is the shaded region horizontally, which sums to a single digit. So if this was shaded, I would need to have two blue clues over here, and I don't have them. This is unshaded. This must sum to 8. That is a 7. There is no 7 up here. This must sum to a single digit, so this cannot be a 9. Because if that was a 9, the minimum I would have here is 10, and I would need to put 10 into that cell, and that does not work. 6, 1. This is unshaded, because if these were shaded, the minimum these would come to is 11 with 5 plus 6, and I can't put 11 into there. This is unshaded, and because this is a single clue, this must also be unshaded. This now is either, I can't use a 4 here, because 4 here would be put a minimum of 6 here. This is the 1, this is the 4, because this, if a 4 there would mean the minimum I could put into that cell is a 10. So this is either now 7 or 8, and I've got a 7 or 8 in that cell. This is now a 4, this is now a 1. This now is a minimum of 28. So if this is a 2, this is an 8 or a 9, which would make that a 7. If this is a 3, however, this has a lot more options. Don't think that's where I'm supposed to be looking. But I could be wrong. Maybe it is where I'm supposed to be looking. What am I missing from this row? 2, 3, 5, and 6. Well, that's not a 2, 3. So it's either, hang on, I've already got 24, 28. This can't be a 2. This has to be the 3, and this has to be the 2. So now I need to get to 35 or 36, because I'd already blown the 20 total. So 35 or 36, well, I've got 24, 28. This must be shaded. Hang on, 36 is not possible. Hang on, is 36 possible? I think I'd proven earlier it can't be, hadn't I? I don't know. So 24, 28, 29. If I put the maximum in here, which is a 6, that gets me to 35. So this must be a 6, this must be a 5, and that maxes everything out, and that gives me the 35 I need. The thing that's left over is a 2. Panthera, what do you do to people's brains? 6, 7, 8, 9 go in there. This is a 4, this is a 1. Because of that 1, 4, and it's been that way for a very, very long time. But Panthera loves messing with people's brains, and I am still a people. Maybe. There must be a low digit on this X, and I have used a 1, 2, and a 4. So for a very long time, that has been a 3, 7. For longer than I care to admit. This is now 2, 5, 8, and 9. Well, there's no 8 or 9 there. There's no 2, 5 there. Wait, what? What did I... Push the right buttons. That is an 8, 9, so there is no 8, 9 there. This is also a 2, 5, which makes that a 6 and that a 5. 2, 5... Wait, there's no 6 there. So 7 now in this row must be in there, so that takes 7 out of there. Is this the only place 6? Yeah, there's an 8, 9 pair. That's a 6. Wait, this can't be a 9, because if that was a 9, that would have to be a 10, because these two cells would sum up to 10. So this has to be the 9, this has to be the 8, this has to be the 9. There is no 9 there, there is no 9 there. This is a 7-8 pair. So this is a sum of 17 or 18. I've already got 14. If I was to add 7, that would blow the total. So this is shaded, this is unshaded. These are unshaded because I've already got my 9. So this is 16. I need to get to 17 or 18. The only thing I can do is I can add 2 to make this 18. Okay, so what have I done? This 18 is now complete. Sorry, this 1/8 is complete, making that a 9. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 9 is 16, plus 2, 18 is done. 7, 9, 8, 24, 28, 29, 35 is done. This is not done, this is not done, this is not done. 7 plus 1 is 8, which is done. 3 plus 9 is 12, plus 4 is 16, which is done. This is 35, which we know is done because the outies equal 10, so the 35 is done. This is also done because the outies equal 10. This is not done. This is not done. But we know this must be unshaded because I've got a single clue equal 14. So this is unshaded. So let's do this. 6 plus what equals 14? That is an 8. This is shaded and the 14 clue is done. Now this is a 20 and this must be shaded because it is a single clue and it must join this up. So that must be shaded. So this must equal 20 something. More importantly, these must equal 6 or 7. So this has to be a 3 or a 4. It can't be a 4. That is the 3. That is the 6. That is the 7. This 6 clue is now done with a 2, 1, 3. That makes that the 7 and that the 3. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 go into there. Nine has surely got to blow the total here, right? So I've got 5, 8, 16. If I put 9, 6 on top of 16, that would be 15 plus 16, which is 31. I cannot put a 9 in here. So this is 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 7 is 18, plus 3 is 21, plus 8 is 29. That is a 9, and that 29 clue is complete. What is missing from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. This is not a 9 anymore. This is a 7, 8 pair, which makes that a 5 and that an 8. All of these top-down clues are done. So this is a 7 or an 8. Well, this is the 9 now. This is a 7 or an 8. Hang on, this is a 7 or an 8. This needs to be 6, 7, 8 or 9, and I can't use 7, 8 or 9. This is the 6. This is the 7 because of the consecutive rule. Just quickly going over that again because... So 6, 7, 8 or 9 are the only things consecutive with 7 or 8. 9 is already in the box. There's a 7, 8 pair in the box, so that has to be the 6. The only thing 6 is consecutive with there is the 7, so that becomes the 8. All that is left in this box, I know I can do more over here, I'll get there in a second, is 3 and 4, which are fortunately consecutive. This is now a 7 clue looking over here. 1 plus 7 is not equal to 7, so that becomes the 6. I could also get that by just saying there is a 7 looking at a 6, 7 pair. This is now a 7 clue, so that becomes, that is now done, those being shaded. This 6 makes this 7, and this 6, which makes this 7. 9 plus 7 equals 16. That is now shaded. I now have my 16 total. This is unshaded, and the Japanese Sum Sudoku is now done. What I now need to do is just finish up the Sudoku, and hopefully then my brain will stop melting. That is the 3, and that is the 4 because of the 4 over there. The 3 makes that the 2, and that the 3. The 9 looks up, making that the 8, and that the 9, and there's only a single box to do. There is a 2 in here. It must go there. There, 3, 4. I must put a 5 in. 5 goes there. No, 5 hit. Why do you always hit the wrong button right at the end of the puzzle? 7, 8, and 9. And that looks good to the computer. Oh, it's a tree. Urban beautification with a tree. Ooh, I can start breathing again. That was insane. That was so much fun. Um, yeah, that puzzle was that was great fun. Thank you, Panthera. Thank you for being a regular contributor to my channel. I hope everyone likes Panthera's puzzles. I've heard rumors that Panthera is working on another puzzle pack, and I'm not sure where that's coming out. As information becomes available, I'm sure wherever it's going, you will hear about it. It could be for cracking the cryptic, it could be from somewhere else. I don't know. So, wow, that is insane. That is a really nice combo, putting the Japanese Sum Sudoku clues inside the grid. I know Panthera is going to start playing with larger Sudoku grids with this or something, where she starts using like a 12 by 12 Sudoku grid, so she gets her 9 by 9 grid and there'll be bigger clues outside or something. That's going to happen, and that those grids are going to melt people's brains. But I can see her doing this. Wow. I don't. I've never done a larger than 9 by 9 on my channel, but I try not to do the same setters over and over, but I can only do the puzzles that I'm submitted. If you see a puzzle that you think is from another setter, put somewhere that you think is worth me looking at, let me know. I can always reach out to the setter. If you do that, please try and provide either where you found the puzzle, where you saw it, and if there's a Discord name or something of the setter that I can reach out to them. I will not do a puzzle without permission of the setter. A couple of puzzles that I've found in the archive I really wanted to do, but the setter has vanished, so I've been unable to get permission, and that's kind of bad. Or not, it's not bad, but it's sad. And that's been a bit unfortunate. But yeah, if you see a puzzle that you think you would like me to do, please reach out and let me know. I'm probably going to put a submission form together. It seems to be the way to keep things organized, because I've lost puzzles where people have messaged me, and then by the time I've got to my tracking sheet, I've forgotten about it, and that's been a bit sad as well. So I'm probably going to put a submission form together, so that will make it easier for people to not get lost. Yeah. So the other thing is, of course, my announcement trailer is coming up in just a few seconds. So if you haven't seen that before, keep watching. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope that puzzle was fun and then you managed to get through it. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Those numbers are growing really slowly, and it's always good to see. Those of us who generate content, honestly, subscriber numbers mean more than anything. And please comment and come join us on the Sudoku Solvers Discord. That conversation on those things matters a lot, and that's where we'll also be doing the conversation for the puzzle hunts we're doing. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck with your solving. Bye everyone.